Welcome to the Success Sensei Podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 332. Escape the Matrix and Reprogram for Success.
It's the Success Sensei Podcast main event.
Escape the Matrix and Reprogram for Success. What is the Matrix? Well, first of all, it's a movie starring Keanu Reeves. If you haven't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. The follow-up movies weren't as good, but the whole principle is good in that, and it was certainly new when it came out. I was absolutely around and in my element when the Matrix was released, because it's about how we're living in a simulation. It's about a computer program that is shaping our reality. Now, it could symbolize, the Matrix could symbolize, obviously, a giant conspiracy theory of one that it's impossible to talk about our own programming, our own brainwashing without, skirting close or certainly crossing over into the conspiratorial area. And that's fine. But when we talk about escaping the Matrix, we're pretty much mainly talking about escaping your own negative programming, your own brainwashing. This episode is not endorsing and it's not associated with Andrew Tate, who recently enough in the last few years has popularized the Matrix and the escaping the Matrix and us living in a predetermined program which is controlling our lives. I'm not a fan of his. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I certainly wasn't a fan of his when I first knew about him years and years and years ago via martial arts and kickboxing circles. But, he's reinvented himself. He's had a lot of difficulty, but he's reinvented himself and he obviously has pushed his own agenda. So this isn't anything to do with that. You can listen to this episode independently of whatever Andrew Tate is going on about or isn't going on about. So we're not endorsing any of whatever the hell he's talking about. What we're talking about is your own programming and your own brainwashing. You can deny that you've received brainwashing. Sure, of course you have. All the television you watched, the era of time that you grew up in, your generation would have unique brainwashing and programming traits. The family that you came from, your educators, the things that you were immersed in, the people that you were around, the subjects, the hobbies, the sports, all of it has added up and shaped who you are. So the very first thing you need to do to escape the Matrix is search your programming. Search for your brain. Why do you think the way you do? Is it actually nature versus nurture? Is it something that you have learned? What did you learn that could be challenged and should be challenged in all areas? A lot of adults go through this at some stage in their lives. Well, some people don't. They bury their heads in the sand. But a lot of adults eventually think for themselves and they discover what are their own beliefs about eating, about sleeping, about training and exercise, about relationships and communication, about jobs, work, money, about lifestyle, about values, beliefs, spiritual beliefs. These are all areas that you shouldn't have simply adopted your current beliefs. It should be something that you've searched your programming. Why is it that you believe? Do you believe such and such a thing because it was taught you in school, in college, on a course, via sports, through your parents, through your siblings, through your friends, due to the area that you grew up in. There is no point in having tradition for tradition's sake, unless you really genuinely love keeping traditions alive. And if that's your reasoning, then, more power to you. But tradition for tradition's sake, which isn't backed up by your own true belief, then, what's the point in that? You need to discard negative, destructive, and useless programming. What beliefs do you have now, or have you had in the past, that are holding you back? As I said, we've all been brainwashed. Everybody's brainwashed. Everybody's had, some type of programming that they should really be looking at and substituting for positive beliefs. Everyone is brainwashed. Everyone has been brainwashed. If you have a choice to be brainwashed or to substitute positive brainwashing and positive beliefs for negative ones, then if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. It's kind of like an addiction. Everybody's addicted to something. So if you choose to have positive addictions, or certainly addictions that are, all addictions can be negative, obviously, but if you choose to substitute a negative addiction for an addiction that could be a bit more positive, then isn't that a good thing? Absolutely. So it's the same with your brainwashing, and it's the same with your programming. If you can substitute, any of the unnecessary stuff that has held you back and stops you from going ahead and stops you pursuing your goals, your beliefs, your desires, your fantasies, your wants and your needs, then if you can substitute any of that for, positive brainwashing and positive programming, then you should absolutely look at that. You do need to embrace change. So many people are so risk adverse and adverse to change. But to achieve great things, you'll need great changes. You'll need a lot of differences in your life, a lot of different things to come about, a lot of lifestyle differences, a lot of belief differences, a lot of physical changes, mental changes in your life will need to occur if you're to go on and be a different version of yourself, and a higher, evolved, more successful version of yourself. Beware of the media. It's an obvious one, isn't it? Beware of the media, because far too many good people have been swayed and have been negatively programmed by too much immersion into false news. Beware of destructive people. There are so many people in everybody's lives that don't wish you the best, that don't want to see us to succeed, that would absolutely underhandedly scupper your chances to advance. Frenemies are even worse, just pure enemies masquerading as friends or loved ones. So beware of destructive people. Beware of consumerism. No harm wanting nice things. No harm in working hard to achieve nice things, but don't get swayed by things that aren't important. And that constant hedonistic lifestyle and that constant dopamine hit of wanting the next thing, getting it, and then not feeling fulfilled and wanting to continue on that never-ending consumerism hamster wheel. Read or study different material. So educate yourself in different ways. If you're going to change, if you're going to become a different version of yourself, if you're going to reach a bit beyond where you think you're currently at, then absolutely read and study different types of material. Avoid unnecessary chemicals. Yes, the obvious ones being alcohol and drugs, but unnecessary chemicals in your water, in plastics, processed food, medication. We're surrounded by, the atmosphere is another one. We're surrounded by unnecessary chemicals. I'm not saying have a monk life, hermit lifestyle, because that's far too drastic, especially if that's not what your lifestyle goals are hoping to achieve. But unnecessary is the word. Avoid unnecessary chemicals. Reshape your goals. So revisit your goals. Look at them in a different way. Look at them and rework them in whatever way you need to escape that, negative programming. and to see if there's a different way to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Embrace nature, obviously. Embrace nature and animals, and avoid prolonged artificial light, prolonged stuffy, secluded, man-made surroundings. Everybody knows that we're all happier when we're embracing nature. Visualize, imagine first, then visualize, and then focus on the lifestyle you would like, and then program every area of your life that you need to in order to achieve your desire. Simple, right? Not easy to do, but simple. I'll say that again. Imagine first the lifestyle that you'd like. So imagine it, visualize it, focus on it, and then program every area of your life that you need to in order to achieve your desire. If you do that, you'll definitely be successful. Know what you want, see yourself achieving it, and then focus on that regularly and make whatever changes and actionable steps you need to make in order to achieve your true calling. Not your made-up one, not one that you think. This is again back to escaping the matrix, not what other people have put into your mind to do, your true calling. And I wish you all the best with escaping the matrix. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any feedback. I appreciate all communication. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.